So tonight I'm going to use my platform to use my white privilege to share something that happened to my son's best friend this evening. My son has been best friends with this little beautiful boy for many years since they were in kindergarten together, and now they're 10 and 11 years old, and they are two of the sweetest kids that I've ever met, ever known. And my son's best friend is black. Tonight they were playing outside. We were over at their house for dinner, and two white boys from the neighborhood came around and started fighting, picking fights, breaking things, and ended up calling my son's friend the N-word and punching him in the face. So when I found this out, I immediately called the police because the kids came inside and told me what happened. This is unacceptable in every way. Obviously, these children learned it somewhere, whether it was at school, their parents. But as a white person, it is my job to say that it's not acceptable anymore for these things to be happening. And when I saw my son's best friend and a child that I love very much, in his face, the first time that anyone had ever called him the N-word and physically assaulted him because of the color of his skin, it broke my heart for him, for his mother, for his grandmother, and for his cousins that were there, as well as for my son, who would never use that word because I raised him to know better. The police came. They found out who the children were that were a part of this. They did repeatedly ask if the boys had been provoked into doing this somehow. I do not care what has happened, whether you've been squirted with a squirt gun or, someone had a rake in their hand or whatever it is. That's the excuse that somehow excuses hurting someone and calling them a racist name and punching them and physically assaulting them because of the color of their skin. There is no excuse for that behavior, no matter what. I feel angry, and I feel angry for him. And I feel angry that his face changed. I saw something happen in that moment when he came in and realized what had been said and done to him because he is black. So this is me as a white person saying enough. Enough is enough. It's 2021. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. It's unacceptable. It needs to stop. It stops with me. It stops with my kids. I hope that it stops with you. I hope you can teach your children that it stops with them and their kids as well. And we can go on forward, respecting one another and being decent human beings, because the color of our skin has nothing to do with our ability to love. It has no weight on friendship, and there is no reason for violence and words like that being used. Those children learned those words somewhere, whether it was their parents or at school or wherever they picked it up, but it is happening, and it happens every day, and it is 100% unacceptable. This is me, being a white person, saying no. That will not happen with me. It will not happen with my children. And that is what we need to do as white people, is say no, no more. So with that, I just pray that people will open their hearts and do the right thing.